Let's war rolling at the start. We here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast. We breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up. We won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas up. We're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street, keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar openers podcast, where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas up, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Jar openers podcast, where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas thugs, fearless in our release. Jar openers podcast, where the lies will decrease.
Yo, welcome in. Jar Openers Podcast, episode 12, right? This is a mini episode midweek, but couple announcements. Well, at least one. We had a discussion the other day, Atlas and I think going forward, I'm not sure if we're going to do start next week, or I guess we're starting today, but we're going to start expanding to Wednesdays, I believe, or at least if not Wednesdays, one day a week, and then Saturdays as we grow the show. And so be on the lookout for those, and make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channels, all that type of good stuff. And then Alice, you want to let everybody know who you are?
Yeah, resident Christian nationalist. Very happy American as of this morning today, and not much really to add beyond what you said about the moving forward. We're gonna get a Discord set up to get more community involvement too. One of the things that we're actually aiming for is to get like guests on here. And even before we talked about the future plans, we talked about setting up like with guest segments as well. World's got a lot better connections than I do. He's got a creator group he's a part of, so maybe we can take advantage of that networking and see what we can provide for you guys. But thanks for having me.
Yeah, definitely. Glad you're here. Just like always, right?
Yes, sir.
I was gonna say, of course, enjoying Trump's victory last night, his landslide victory. Really happy to say that we can go ahead and close the book on 2024's election with a strong understanding of who won, rather than having to worry about some of the potential things that were being floated, kind of, general concerns that people were having, that, like Maricopa County and some of these counties around the nation were talking about needing 2 weeks potentially to count the votes. And if you happen to catch one of the past shows, you know that we were kind of rooting for those counties to become moot and basically just Trump win in such a clear and defining manner that, if a county or a state can't count their votes in time, that's fine with us. They can go ahead and feel like their votes didn't count at all, because frankly, that's the way it is, in my opinion, at least for Arizona. Currently, we're looking at, this is decision desk on 270 to win. Oh, actually, let me add this to the screen. I guess I got to do that too.
Helps a little bit.
Let me add stuff to the screen so you guys can see it. But we got here. Here, actually, I guess let me use that one. There we go. This is 270 to win. This is the current status of the election. And basically, Arizona sitting out here is the only state in the country to, yet to determine who won, right? And it's just sad. It's pretty pathetic. There's plenty of people there in Arizona that can count votes. It's really simple. It's a simple thing to do. If they can count, let's look at New York. How many votes were there? Nearly 8 million votes in one night there in New York. 93% reporting, at least to this phase. You would think Arizona would be able to count. They're just over 2,250,000. a quarter of what New York is able to do. So I mean, it's pathetic. And if I was a Arizona citizen, I'd be feeling pretty upset with the people that are running my election in my state, regardless of what side I'm on. Really, honestly, I mean, just if you're in Arizona, how do you feel? If anybody here in chat is from Arizona, let me know how you feel about your state not basically your vote not even mattering. You know what I mean? Like I get it. Even if they would have got it counted last night, it doesn't affect the outcome of the election, but it just feels like you were a part of it. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, say, if you're in a basketball game and you at least got to play a couple minutes and your team wins or loses versus you're at the game and you stayed on the sideline the whole time and your team wins or loses. I mean, at least you felt like you were a part of it one way. But the other way, it's just like, why did I even show up? So anyways, looking good for Trump. Glad to see some of y'all here, TNT Cycles. I was hoping you'd show up because we're gonna laugh at liberal tears tonight. Really, I mean, a lot of the reaction from the mainstream media, just individuals across, mostly on X. If it was on TikTok or something like that, it found its way over to X. So we got it. We got a lot of them at least. I mean, there's so many. I stayed up till about 6 o'clock this morning. I'm sure a lot of you guys did as well, or at least past. I guess depends on what part of the country you're in. But for me on the East Coast, I stayed up about 5, 6 o'clock. Got up, made a couple videos for the channel. One of them was really good. I gotta pimp myself out a little bit there. You got to check this video out that I just put out this afternoon, where he's a Polish leader in the European Parliament. He was on stage with the PBD podcast, who was live last night. They were one of many live streamers, which we actually had a bit of a conversation on if we were going to go live and do the election coverage. And we chose not to just because we didn't want to compete. And frankly, I kind of wanted to nerd out. I had D-Day Cobra on one TV, who did a really good stream. I had Steven Crowder on another TV. I had Timcast on my phone. I had this election map pulled up on the computer. And I was going through, somebody came up as a good guest. I was switching to them and watching and just trying to soak it all in. And, since we only get these days once every 4 years, I was just I chose to be a nerd and watch rather than be a contributor. But during the PBD podcast, Cenk Uygur, right as they gave Pennsylvania to Trump, Cenk Uygur was a guest. He wasn't in person, but he was on the screen. And he basically went toe-to-toe with this leader in parliament, this Polish dude. And he all but called him a Russian asset. It was really good. Cenk looked like he was drunk, and it looked like he was just finished crying. So I don't know. Go check that video out when we're done streaming. It was really a good one. The whole crowd was cracking up. I think her name was Emily Austin. I might be getting her first name wrong, but she was sitting there cracking up at him. Candace Owens got a couple digs. It was a good video. So anyways, I think we're going to start tonight with some of the mainstream media meltdowns. We'll start with this one right here. It's a couple minutes long. I saw this earlier this afternoon and said, "Oh, I got to show this one on the show." So we'll go here. And do you have anything to add before we get into it?
No, the Arizona thing is kind of wild. Just to think that it's this far along and everything's essentially been called, but again, who's shocked? If you've been following along in politics the last few years, especially with the Kerry Lake stuff, we know that there's been some shady things coming out of Arizona. And, I'm excited to get into some of this stuff too, because, there's kind of a range in the spectrum, mostly of it being these kind of just delusional kind of like, oh, woe is me, like my rights are gone. Sock pointed this out, like every woman lost their rights last night. But one of the funniest ones I saw was a black lady who was like, I'm going to be a slave in January. And it's just like, where do we get these kind of wild positions? You can only wish that Donald Trump was as based as the left media makes him out to be. Let's get it
Right.
going.
Right. I saw a funny tweet just in response to that. Benny Johnson said, it was a trick. Project 2025 was real the whole time. I thought that was an excellent troll. But let's go ahead and get this one going. Let me turn that volume down so I don't blast you guys' ears.
This is the biggest red wave I've seen since Ronald Reagan's 49-state victory.
There were appeals to racism in this campaign, and there is racial bias in this country, and there is sexism in this country.
I can't help but wonder if the American people have given up on democracy.
I hear what you're saying, and I do see it differently because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
If you were a 6'4" white man from Arkansas or from, Florida, do you think she would be losing by that much?
I think that we've got to be honest. Among Hispanic men and black men, there's a lot of misogyny.
There are African-American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months.
It's not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy.
There's misogyny. But it's not just misogyny from white men.
Mm-hmm.
It's misogyny from Hispanic men.
Right.
It's misogyny from black men.
And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot
Cracks
of
me up
hurt.
every time it goes to this dude.
And they were hoping that
The
maybe
music.
this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Things we've all been talking about, who do not want a woman leading them. Might be race issues with Hispanics. They don't want a black woman as president of the United States.
To all the pollsters, the election pollsters, blow me. I don't ever want to from you again, ever.
People who said that he was a Hitler lover weren't Democrats, they were Republicans. People who said that he was a fascist weren't Democrats, they were Republicans who worked for him.
You gotta be kidding.
The meltdown, and that's just a sample size, right? It's so great. I mean, you could sit here and just scroll all day long, and that's kind of what I started my day off. I was like, oh crap, I've wasted a couple days here. Not a couple days, couple hours here, scrolling, soaking it in. But it's been glorious. It's been glorious. I want to say, Sean, thanks for subscribing. Appreciate that. It's my pleasure to bring the truth, or as best I can. Let's see, guys. Make sure you hit that like button, and also consider subscribing if you haven't. I saw here. This was great. TNT Cycles. At what point can we arrest these people for conspiracy to overthrow our country through media brainwashing? I'm not sure at which point, but it would be nice, right? And then
Lock them up.
yeah, Joy Reid looking like Kevin Spacey with blonde hair. Yeah, she was cracking me up. I don't think I have the clip. I meant to get it, but there was so much going on. I was getting distracted easily.
She had the one where she was going off on white ladies, right?
Yeah, that's it. Where she said black people or black women or whatever showed up, but the white women let us down. And it's like, you don't know that. What are you talking about? You lied to yourself. You believed you drank your own Kool-Aid or whatever it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the problem with those echo chambers, man. They get so brainwashed that they become delusional, and they eat their own refuse, right? And that's what you get. You have the complete nonsense responses like what Joy Reid spat out last night.
And not even a political one, right? Like, she's got a bad group of friends who tell her hair looks good. Like, you need better friends, man.
Right. I was
want
like,
to tell you the truth.
What is going on with this lady? Is that really Joy Reid? I had to do a double take. Let's see. Next up, I have. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Right here. Sorry, I gotta. Oh dang it! Whenever you have stuff bookmarked, it's hard to. Oh, did I lose it? No, there it is. It's hard to. It wants to open it on the side of Twitter rather than on a new page or whatever. So, get me there. Close.
Oh yeah, when it opens up like the second timeline, I hate when it does that.
Yeah, I don't know why it does that, but this was a good one. That says this didn't age very well for this guy. This is Charlie Kirk doing one of his debates. Let's play this one.
So when Kamala wins and when you go into a manic spiral with everything you've worked for crumbles around you, what illicit you can overdose on?
So if Trump wins, what are you going to do to yourself?
I don't know. Probably move to the Netherlands. I don't want to deal with them. Can you answer the question though? Snowflake?
I hope that
Answer the
Trump,
question, Snowflake.
I hope Trump wins. Kamala
Answer
might
the
win.
question.
Let me tell you what happens.
It's so funny. This dude thinks that he has Charlie Kirk shook when he's just trying to answer his question. It's like, answer the question. Bro, if you just shut up and let me talk. No, I need to shut up and let him talk.
So let me tell you what happens. If Kamala Harris wins, which she might, unlike you, I will not flee my country. I will go back to work the next day if Kamala Harris wins. Unlike you, I will not go to some European socialist nanny state and get out of the way. I will fight harder if Kamala Harris wins. And I am dedicating my life right now to make sure that doesn't happen, to register voters and to chase ballots and to rally the next generation. So unlike you, I'm a participant, and you might be right, Kamala might win. It might be too much, but I'll be able to look my daughter and my son in the eye and say, I did everything I possibly could to make sure that this country remained free and prosperous for you guys, and that I gave it all on the line. But
Good luck with that, buddy. Kamala sweep. Kamala sweep.
Kamala sweep. Do you see that kid's face right here? Let me go back. Just look at that. That's the face of defeat and anger.
Mm-hmm. Was mad that Charlie had a response, but I don't even know if it's a guy or a girl, to be honest. I was struggling to understand.
Right. It's funny.
I don't have a TNT's detector. I'm not around him enough to know.
I know that. That's actually. That's why I was hoping TNT was here tonight, because I got one later on that we're going to show, and he has the best detector for this. So I will need his expert tutelage when we get to that point. But I saw this was funny. Robert Griffin III, former NFL player. I think he's doing analyst right now. But the moment Donald Trump won the election, seeing stuff like this, just somebody I didn't expect it to come from. Didn't see it from him.
Well, speaking of him specifically, he did an interview with, I believe it was Dana White, and he said one of the moments that opened his eyes, because he is a very left-leaning individual, was just by him doing the interview with Dana White, he got all of this back, backlash from the black community.
Oh,
who was
yeah.
saying oh, you're a terrible person for even platforming him. And RG3's like, we just had a conversation.
Right.
And they were like, you didn't ask him hard enough questions, yada, yada, yada. And even RG3 was like, that kind of opened me up a little bit to be like, some of this is a little backwards.
Right. It's what it is. If you give somebody a platform and ask them a question, even if you're just trying to have a genuine conversation and come to an understanding, you automatically get kicked out of the cult. That's for sure. So then we got this one here from Roseanne. We're just gonna go through them. I mean, there's so much, right? The funniest thing I've seen is Democrats saying the election was rigged because there was a huge turnout last night, and there were 20 million less votes for Kamala. LOL. They still think Biden got 81 million votes at 4 a.m. Trump is the most popular candidate of all time. He won 3 elections two-handedly in a row. And the top comment was this graph. You might have seen it going around today. But, it has quite a bit of weight, in my opinion. It's the 2012 election. Let me make it as big as I can. It's got the 2012 election on the left, 2016, then 2020, and then 2024. And you'll notice there's one of these things is not like the others, right? And that was the 2020, and that's those extra 20-ish. It's actually, I think, more like 16 and 17 million, but still, we'll call it 20 million votes. Even some anomaly right here. You see a steady growth. Like, look at the red. Let's call this 61 million. Then this was probably like 63 million. This should have probably been close to like 66 or 67 million. That would be Trump's 2020 election. And then we have the 71 million here in 2024. It's a gradual step up. It's not really as people leave the left, but I think it's more of people just becoming more interested as they have families and stuff like that. But that could just be my opinion. It's that old adage where the older you are, the more conservative you become. I kind of feel like that applies here if you follow that graph, if you're decent at following graphs at least. But that big blue anomaly at 2020, yeah, that's the outlier, and usually you throw away outliers.
I would say the one thing that kind of sticks out to me though too is, you know, some of these estimates we're getting with the immigration population is we should have anywhere from like 20 to 30 to some people even saying 40 million people that came in the last 4 years, and they're seemingly like non-existent on that graph,
Mm.
which also makes you think like, was there just like that little of a turnout in this election? People like blackpilling on things. I would expect to have seen like something similar, even to what 2020 was, even with all the fortifying that occurred.
Right. It's definitely an interesting outlier. I had somebody in my group chat, just a group of friends. Everybody's got a group chat, right? But I had somebody in my group chat today say, I wasn't really, I didn't really give the whole 2020 nonsense very much merit. But now that I see this, I have questions. You know what I mean? So it's 4 years later, but it's just such a strong outlier. It begs the question, where did those come from? And I think, in my opinion, that was a lot of people. There was even the one lady, she basically got caught filling out her son's mail-in ballot, while he was at college or something like that. I can't remember her name. She's a famous lady, and she tripped over her words saying that, I can't remember the story because it was 4 years ago and there are so many stories. But basically, to sum it up, she all but admitted to filling out his ballot while he was not in the state, essentially. And she had to do damage control after that. And, I think maybe that's kind of what happened, but it's all in the past. And the best part about it is, rather than Donald Trump finishing up his second term in these next couple months, he's just getting started. So I love it. They thought they got rid of him in 2020, and now he's back and better than ever. And he's got the House and the Senate to back him. So we got 2 years before the midterm elections, and I expect a lot to get done. I expect a whole lot to get done. This is only the start. So next.
Yeah, well, speaking of that graph though, like
Oh,
what
go
you said
ahead.
with your group chat, I had a couple friends who would like normally did, same as you, didn't give much credence to the nonsense that occurred in 2020. But when you see that, right, you see this graph, like it's damning. Like how do you even explain that, right? Especially coming up to this election, you would imagine the voter turnout would have been massive compared to what it's been previously, with it being, the most significant election of all time. So just anybody who has this graph or can find it online, like share with your friends, show them and be like, what do you think of this? Like, what are your first thoughts when you see this?
Yeah, definitely. I'll post it. If you want to find it on my Twitter, I'm at Warrol, WARROL. You can find it. It'll be right at the top there, along with some other stuff that you can't really show or say on YouTube. We gotta follow the YouTube rules. I see this one here from TNT Cycles. A doctor asked me what I identify as. I looked at her and told her if she couldn't tell, I wanted a different doctor. That's great.
That's real though.
For
That's
real. It's like, you don't know? Oh man. Let's see here. Jacob Harold said, if he won, then we would have no, let me put that on the screen, actually. If he won, then we would not have RFK and Elon and Tulsi in office. Yeah, exactly. I actually, I'm looking forward to RFK and Elon going in there and doing basically what Elon did to X and clearing out 80% of the people and making it function better as it
I'm excited
applies.
for Ron Paul too.
Oh yeah, Ron Paul. I like Tulsi, but I don't like her stance on some of the 2A stuff. And you're not going to agree with everybody on everything, and she is a former Democrat, but at least
And then
appreciate
Thomas Massey got tapped earlier today too.
the
He's like going to
crossover.
head something in agriculture.
That's awesome. He's one of my favorites, actually.
Even him when he was doing the robot wars. What was that called, man? It was like Junkyard Wars, I think. When they would like make the robots back when he was like before he was in Congress. He was like featured on that.
Was he really?
Yeah, he was like one of the
into that
engineers
show
that
for a
team.
couple years. I loved watching that for a little while.
Yeah. I don't know if he was on there for very long or if it's just an episode, but he was on there, being an engineer and being as smart as he is.
Yeah, Ron Paul needs to audit the Fed. We're gonna see some craziness in these next couple months. I've heard it floated. And I don't remember who said this, but somebody put forth a potential scenario, which I don't really think this will happen, but since somebody mentioned it somewhere out there on the internet, I'm going to bring it up. A potential for Kamala to, because we're in lame duck season right now for Joe Biden. So first of all, being serious, I do expect a series of pardons for Hunter and maybe some other folks, as Biden maybe even pardoning himself. I think he can do that, but I do expect a series of pardons coming out of the Biden White House. But somebody had speculated that Kamala could invoke the 25th Amendment, become the 47th president, and then essentially, I can't remember what they said that she would do next, but basically bring on World War III, martial law, and then not leave the White House in January, which would be completely crazy. I don't think she would actually do that. I don't believe that the military would follow her orders if she did that. But
No.
I heard it being said, and I found that as an interesting, kind of crazy outlier potential scenario. And then, of course, we've seen Jamie Raskin say that basically, like, if you check Snopes, of course, they're going to say he didn't say this, but I've heard him say it multiple times, or at least the one time couple, they've replayed the video on multiple streams or whatever, that they essentially won't certify the election and prepare for civil unrest on January 6th is essentially this year. I think that's just a bunch of fear mongering kind of type attitude. They wanted to make everybody, that was their main go-to, was make everybody scared of Trump, because ultimately they put Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in there. And if you're paying attention, those two aren't the best the Democrats have to offer right now. It was just the sacrificial lambs that they're willing to put forth because they didn't want to waste a half effort, because of the timeline, giving it to Gavin Newsom or a Josh Shapiro potentially, which, or even a Gretchen Whitmer type. I think they want to try to let them escape the mainstream media kind of eyeball for a little bit, see if they can't lay low, and then maybe make them the hardcore challenger to whoever the Republicans put forth in 2028, whether that be J.D. Vance or Eric Trump or Ron DeSantis or Vivek. I think we got some good options. I think we got a lot stronger options than they do. And, so that's at least a good sign going forward, because, this is just a 4-year segment and I plan on living longer than 4 years. So got to keep the long-term and goals in mind as well. Sorry, I got my dog jump on me. Parker, you guys stay down.
No, but Jacob here in the chat, spot on here with the fact that she's going to certify the election as vice president. And I think that's what he was, alluding to with what people are pushing for is that Biden be stepped down, and then Kamala take his place, and then not appoint someone as vice president. That way, there is no one to be able to certify the election and then draw things out. Now, I'm less sure with like what the legal implications would be and like who would take what power, who takes what appointment. But you can bet anything that there's people who are begging for that to be the thing. It's all democracy. The moment they don't get the result they want, it's let's find a way to make sure that we win no matter what and remain in power. So we'll see what happens. There's still like a 2% or a 3% betting on that nobody is inaugurated on the poly market. So there's still some people who are betting that that's a chance that Donald Trump won't see the White House still. I think it's very unlikely because I don't think that they have the what would you say, the actual the hype or the motivation of the American people. I think it's pretty against them. So trying to do something like that, I think, is beyond political suicide. I think you'd be looking at and being in prison for the rest of your life. Right.
I agree. Bob Wolfenstein said, since they tend to do everything that they accuse their opponents of, and that has been one of their talking points, I wouldn't put it past them. Yeah, exactly. And then Jacob responded back. He said, she's going to be so hammered when she signs that. It's true. Did anybody see? I thought about playing it, but it's 10 minutes long and it was really, really hard to watch. So I figured I'd spare you guys, but I could still make fun of it. If anybody has seen her actual concession speech today, it was a bunch of word salad city once again. And I'm pretty sure it's funny to see how much she's aged just in this election cycle. You know how they talk about how most presidents, they age at an accelerated rate over their 4 years or 8 years. She's aged a lot just being the candidate for half a term, half of a cycle. I mean, she's looking kind of rough today, but I think that might just be, kind of a drunk and hungover type thing, but it is what it is.
Obama was like the worst one. And you looked at like pictures of Obama in like 2008 to the end of his presidency. It was like, oh my gosh. Like he went from like this super youthful, like he's shooting hoops on the court to like he's walking slow. He needs help up the stairs. It's like, that's rough, man. It was only 8 years.
Yeah. See, well, Bob Wolfenstein said more assassination attempts potentially. I mean, that was something that my wife mentioned yesterday. She said he needs to stay in a bulletproof box for the next 2 months because we really need nothing to happen to Donald Trump in these next couple months. And I couldn't agree more, really. Then Gabe Davis also commented here. He said, Josh Shapiro was all hype, not as good as the people think he is. Newsom is better, but his policies are insane. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we saw that during the pandemic, and I think that's probably why they wanted to wait another 4 years, kind of let the pandemic get that much further from people's memory. Which, that was kind of one of the downfalls of the Kamala Harris campaign this election was they try to sit here and tell you that Donald Trump was going to do this and going to do that. And it's like, bro, we have memories. We can go back 8 years. We can go back 4 years. It's not that far back. We can literally measure those 4 years versus the last 4 years. And we all remember when we had money in the bank, when interest rates were 1-2%, when United States was exporting energy, the Abraham Accords. I mean, I can go on and on and on. I'm not trying to, we don't need to advertise for Trump anymore because he won, right? But still, the fact remains, like, we can still remember all that stuff. So, I mean, you come out here, because, if you guys remember going into the 2016 election, they had gay people thinking that he was going to take away their gay marriage, licenses and just all kinds of stuff, and they're blaming Mike Pence for being a Christian, and it's just funny.
That's exactly what people mean when they say they wish that Trump was as base as the left thinks he is. But Trump has been a supporter of gay marriage even before Hillary Clinton was. Like, he's been this New York Democrat moderate guy. It's just it's wild that you can believe these delusions.
Exactly. And I think Trump was the first president to be openly pro-gay marriage when he announced his candidacy in United States history, and that includes Obama. And so it's just so funny how, no, he's lying. Don't believe your lying eyes, So it just cracked me up. So let's go on. Let's go ahead and move forward because we're gonna end up yapping out this whole show. I want to get to some more of these liberal tears here. Okay, this isn't liberal tears, but this one was funny. This is satire, but it's good.
Oh, dude, I have that pulled up. I was hoping you'd play this. This was so good, dude. I watched it like 10 times.
My fellow Americans and autists who voted for Trump, it's your boy Dank Brandon here. I want to take a moment to congratulate the DNC on losing another election to Donald Trump. He replaced me with a candidate who has the same likability as Greasy, hobo taint, and expected to win. They say I'm the retarded one. The Democrats said that I was too old, that I was too slow, that I was a joke. Well, here's a joke for you. What do Willie Brown and the 2024 presidential election have in common? Kamala Harris blew both of them. I shouldn't have said that. Seriously. I mean, first Hillary loses to Donald and now Kamala. This man has beaten more women than Doug Emhoff. Anyways, congrats on losing to Hitler again. I hope he locked you all up this time. Dank Brandon out. My fellow Americans.
So good.
It's so good, dude. AI is so overpowered, but the stuff is so golden.
Oh, man. Let me close some of these out here and bring this one back over.
I got another one that's just as funny. I'll put it on screen. It's not like the Dank Brandon one, but it is another funny meme.
Okay.
And it's just short.
I'll go ahead and we'll play yours.
So this is, you might know these like hype videos from LeBron James, but the caption's what gets me. It says Donald Trump when it's time to go against a woman in the election. And it's like this LeBron James like hype video. And there's been so many of these. I've seen him with what is it? It's like Tom Brady and like Randy Moss. I've seen him, with like the Miami Heat, LeBron, Cristiano Ronaldo edits, like all these like elite sports guys, like in like their peak moments. And it's true, right? Like now Donald Trump has been the president who's prevented both times two different women from being president of the United States. It's just wild.
And then they both were too mad to concede the night of and had to do it the next day, right? Which, I don't know, Hillary she barely conceded, right?
Yeah. I should think she took a bit too. What was crazy was when she lost on election night, she also did the same thing where she sent some guy to like go and kind of give an ending to be like, we'll kind of wrap things up tomorrow instead of actually doing it herself.
Right. It's totally shitting on all the people that were there for her and waited out the whole election with her and everything like that. It's totally, just disrespectful. But I got this one here from Andrew Tate. Remember when Elon Musk walked into Twitter, filed all the woke tards, and made the place 80% smaller, but 1,000% better? Wait till you see what he does with the government, especially with RFK and Ron Paul in tow. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
And then Trump is my president posted a list of people that will be leaving the country because of the Trump victory. It's a lot of them in here. Holy crap. I didn't realize it was that long, but Alec Baldwin, Whoopi Goldberg, John Legend, Christy Teigen, Rob Reiner, Streisand, Cher, Pelosi, Nancy. I mean, she's going to take her husband with her and her husband's boyfriend, I'm sure. But Hillary Clinton, Rapinoe, Tom Hanks, Amy Schumer, AOC, she's going to leave the country. Doesn't she have a job to do? I mean, go ahead. I mean, we'll just go ahead and replace her. Lady Gaga, Taylor Swift, Bill Gates, Jane Fonda, Madonna, Mark Ruffalo. Did you catch the Avengers thing the other day when Mark Ruffalo and all those dudes, it was pretty much everybody besides Chris Pratt. They were playing the Avengers music and
so cringe, man.
Yeah, it was so bad. So bad.
They were trying to like do all this
Oprah.
like weird stuff with it and like
Yeah.
connect it to the Avengers sayings and stuff.
Yeah, it was very cringe. And then look, Bruce Springsteen, Clooney, Hunter Biden. I think Hunter is going to stick around. He's going to catch his pardon and be like, "Oh, I got to leave for it. America's the only place I'll go." Samuel L. Jackson, Miley Cyrus, Kelsey. No, we can't lose Kelsey. Well, unless he retires first, but we got to at least get him through this season,
Nah, get him out of here.
A Chiefs fan, He can
You
catch
probably
up
saw
with
his brother smash that phone.
Tay later on. Yeah, I know. That was pretty funny. Rashida Tlaib. I don't know who Bobby Althoff is. Althoff?
That's
I
that
don't know.
podcast girl. She like came out of nowhere. Everybody called her like an industry plant. Then she like
Right.
divorced her husband publicly because she like laid in bed with Drake for an episode. It was very, very, very bad.
Her attempted Kim Kardashian moment with the Ray J.
Yeah.
Get
Close
famous.
enough.
Get famous.
Yeah.
George Soros, Diddy, Eminem. I don't know if that's the same guy. They might have cloned Eminem. That dude, he used to talk about all kinds of nasty stuff with Hillary Clinton. Now I feel like he'd take her on a date.
That's the what's that? He went to too many Diddy parties, man.
Yeah, right.
Close now.
Yeah, he was at the after Diddy parties. Allegedly, I can't say it. Bryan Cranston. We can't lose Heisenberg. Come on, Heisenberg, you got to be stronger than that. Oh no, it's funny. Go ahead and go on and get these people. I don't care. But this one is really good. Katie Hopkins, she really dunked on these folks. If you're familiar with Katie Hopkins, I don't know how I could really describe her, but she's just she's a British, maybe English British, I don't know, but she's one of these pundits that was pro-Trump, and every time I see her, she makes some pretty good arguments. But let's check it. Let's check this one out. This was good. This one had me cracking. My wife was cracking up. She came in the room to watch it from the hallway. I played it earlier.
Breaking news here in batshit bonkers Britain, where for many of us Trump-supporting, freedom-loving individuals, it's the best day ever. It couldn't be better here in the UK. We have the BBC in absolute ruins. They were unable to announce Trump victory at 7 a.m. and they said Kamala still had a very narrow margin of a route to victory, even though it's obvious she had no route to victory at all. Channel 4's coverage was shite when it started and then completely collapsed, leaving the channel having to pay repeat episode of Friends or something because they had no words to speak about the glorious victory of Trump. And now we have a leader of this country who actively sent over his own teams to try and campaign for Kamala. And we have a foreign secretary who called the new president of the United States of America some of the worst names under the sun. So we can look forward to Trump punishing both of them very hard in the near future. For now, I'm just going to indulge myself in all the tears of all the people who said for all the weeks that they said, oh, it's on a knife edge, it's on a narrow margin. Well, looks like Trump won the popular vote, looks like he's got the House and the Senate, and it looks like most of the swing states have gone red as well, and Georgia by 200,000 votes. I mean, truly, one of the best days ever. Just want to say thank you to all the patriots over in America, to let you know that patriots in this country are cheering you on as loudly as we possibly can. God bless Donald J. Trump, and God bless the United States of America.
I thought that was pretty good. She just rattled that off while she's walking down the street or whatever she's doing, maybe walking through the woods, probably a trail or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with who she is, but I appreciate it.
I've seen her on, I want to say it might have been Piers Morgan's show, but I've seen her probably on she might have been on Timcast, and she might have been on the PBD podcast as well. She's kind of made her rounds.
Interesting. Okay. So she's big then if she's on them shows.
Yeah. She's got a pretty good decent sized following. What's her I'm just curious what her Twitter followers are. Yeah, she's at 1.1 million. She's at 1.1 million on Twitter.
Okay. So she's massive then.
Yeah.
Maybe I've seen her. I'm just an autist.
Chris, yeah, she's been on all three. Okay, thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. And this one here, RFK Jr. vowed to remove the entire department of the FDI. I'm combining the three-letter agencies. The FDA. This is what I'm talking about. So let's go ahead and play this one real quick. And then I got to get to the liberal tiers. I bookmarked so many things. I haven't even got to the good stuff.
You say clearing out the corruption.
Too much.
Would that mean clearing out the top level
I gotta crank the
federal
volume.
service workers that are currently at the FDA and the CDC?
In some categories, I would say.
What does that look like? Yeah.
In some categories of workers, there are entire departments, like the nutrition departments at FDA, that have to go. That are not doing their job. They're not protecting our kids. Why do we have Fruit Loops in this country that have 18 or 19 ingredients, and you go to Canada and it's got 2 or 3?
Would you eliminate any of the agencies?
To eliminate the agencies, as long as it requires congressional approval, I wouldn't be doing that. And I can get the corruption out of the agencies. This is what I've been doing for 40 years. I've sued all those agencies. I have a PhD in corporate corruption, and that's what I do. And once they're not corrupt, once Americans are getting good science and are allowed to make their own choices, they're going to get a lot healthier.
You say.
That's great. When is these people that are interviewing him going to realize that his voice is shot, and they need to make sure they crank up his volume, because that was turned up all the way. It's kind of hard to hear, so I apologize about that. But I like what he said there. He basically said you don't need to get rid of the department. You just need to clean it up and clean it out and get it functioning the way that it's supposed to. And so, I'm down for that. Hopefully he can get it done. And so we'll move on to this first one. This one had me cracking up. It's a short one, but I know
it's coming.
But not too loud. I think I gotta actually have the volume up for this because the person off camera need to get him a throat box amplifier. Bob Wolfenstein said he was going to vote for RFK when he was running. Interesting. So did that mean you went ahead and voted for Trump then? Whenever he supported Trump, was that your moment to shift to Trump? I'm curious. But let's go ahead and play this one while we're waiting for that response, because I'd like to know that.
Hope your day gets better.
Shut the fuck up!
Positive energy. Hope your day gets better.
It says, watching my neighbor tear down their Harris Walls sign. I gotta play that one more time because that was okay. That's cool, Bob. I gotta play that one more time. This is great.
Hope your day gets better. Positive energy. Oh, hope your day gets better.
Do you not understand English? Just being nice, shit.
Yeah. Unhinged, man. Unhinged.
Yeah, Bob, I understand that sentiment. You didn't feel like you had much of a choice. And I think for a lot of people, when Kamala Harris kicked out the people who were saying Christ is King and Jesus is Lord and said, you're at the wrong rally, I think that really got a lot of that affected a lot of people, helped make that decision.
Yep.
TNT Cycles, I can totally picture her. I'm sure her eyes turn evil like we see in some of these ones coming up here. All right, here's a good one. Let me I got a 3-step process. I got to open in a new tab and then drag it over and then pause it, bring it back, and then turn the volume on. So it's taking me a second, but this one is a good one. This was posted by Alex Jones.
Oh, this is the compilation. This is good.
Yeah, this is a compilation. I'm hoping some of these they put music on, so they're probably going to try to copyright claim this one. So, oh well, it just is what it is.
Banned.
We're here having fun. If I have to mute something, I apologize, but I'm going to try to keep the copyright claims to a minimum. One good thing is all the lefties will be losing their voices screaming if they haven't already, Andrea.
Yeah. If I remember right, there's only one girl it has music over. It's like one person's in this mix has music on it.
Yeah, and so this is this person, TNT Cycles. I need your expert tutelage and opinion on this person because there is a bit of controversy in the chat around this one. So, anyways,
I just saw that.
How did we get here? How did we get here? What in the Alice in Wonderland nightmares is going on right now?
All I can say is how fucking dare you?
If you voted for that man, if you voted for anybody other than Kamala and you live in one of the states that it was, close, or if you didn't vote.
I feel like that chick's got a Ouija board in front of her, like some voodoo dolls or something. You gotta be careful with her.
Fuck you.
It says my mom is freaking out.
Go, Kamala.
I chose family. I chose women. I chose America. I love you.
That was just pathetic.
This is still happening. All I've ever known politically is hatred.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
TNT.
I'm done with you. I'm done with you and your mother and your sister. I'm just done with all of this.
The funniest part about this stuff is who films yourself like crying and having a breakdown. It's just it's so cringe to do in the first place. Like
I don't get it. I don't understand that logic either. Like that would feel embarrassing, right? But they just don't have dignity in the first place. So
okay, yeah. So I'm on the same page as TNT with my 2 questions there.
I'm sorry to all my friends who are Trump supporters. I don't understand how scared of this man I am. If this guy does end up winning again, all of the people who voted for him will be like happy and they'll just be celebrating.
There it is.
And everyone else, everyone who feels threatened by him is fucking scared. Like we're scared for our lives. We're scared for our friends.
How dare you put this man into office for another 4 years, knowing damn well what it means for our country, what it means for us as a people.
To know that there is
so dramatic. So dramatic.
That much ignorance and that much hate in this country. It's so terrifying. It's so terrifying. How the fuck are we back in this same situation again? Who the fuck is voting for him? Genuinely.
Fuck you. I don't want to hear about how shitty you
You know who she's talking to right there. She's talking to her own people. Like all the rest of us voted for him because we expect our lives to get better. I mean, okay. Now she hates her own side.
Live with that decision.
She couldn't even think of what she wanted to say.
Fuck you.
Oh, that's good shit. That's good
It's
stuff.
just, you gotta laugh because otherwise it's just sad. You're just like, oh, dude.
Now this next one, this one is great because I have two of these that are like this where it's got little dancing Donald Trump in the background, and this one has Joe Biden playing a not a banjo, a bongo drum. I don't know what that thing is. Need more snare drum. Undisciplined children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is a bongo drum.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna play this one too.
Y'all better be nice to your little local gay baristas today.
It's the cat dance.
She's drying her tears with a Q-tip. That's a new one to me. I don't know. I'm not making fun. If you guys do that, my apologies. I've never seen that before. I mean,
probably a makeup thing. Maybe she's want to ruin her makeup or something.
They said better be nice to your baristas. It's like, you know what? I think a lot of the people on our side are not spending $17 on a coffee. We make our own at home, right?
Yeah.
No Botox, maybe. Yeah, that's a good point.
Republican Party is a party of white monster.
Mm-hmm. The Trump is cracking me up, and the little cat. Silent screen.
Okay. All right. I just voted.
She's
for a
crying
black woman to
already.
be president. I know she's a cop.
I know she's a cop. She's crying because she voted for a cop. They're oh man.
You are done out here. They go get you. They go get you next.
Guys, we literally don't even have to panic. We literally don't even have to freak out right now. We don't even have to fucking, like, we don't have to freak out. We don't have to freak out because it's not even real. Because, bitch, recount the vote!
This is a joke, right? This is a fucking joke. Right? 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 This isn't real. This didn't happen.
Did we lose?
TNT, we know what this one is.
How are you guys voting for that man? How? I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. How? Give me your fucking phone. I'm fucking mad. Ow, fuck.
I mean,
bring back mental institutions. Mental institutions.
Yeah, for real. Let's just keep them going here. Let's keep them coming.
Gonna invest in straitjackets.
Yeah, for real.
This one is just wild, dude. This person's so crazy and the unhinged.
Yeah, and the next one, I love this next one. Let me actually test something real fast. Okay. I can open them without the audio coming over this one, so I can get a little bit ahead of time. Had to do a test. Sorry. Live test.
I'm sorry.
No?
Why?
Little Donald Trump.
Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
Ooh, she spit on the camera. The new Hawk Tua.
Like, yeah. Just
The
imagine
new version of Hawk Tua spit on your camera while yelling why.
Well, just imagine thinking that we voted because we just hate black women. It's the only reason I voted. Like, dude, like, come on, dude, get a grip.
Yeah, for real. Bobcat, that's funny you asked that. We are building one right now. We do have one, but it's kind of in construction. Atlas had one already kind of set up for his channel, and we're going to convert it over for the podcast because we both have our own individual channels as well, but we really want to focus on this show. And so we're going to use that. That's correct, right? Just want to confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So yeah, you can join that one, and all of you guys can actually, if you want, and we'll try to add the link to the description of this video. I think we
Yeah,
can
I
do it
can
live.
private chat it to you right now, Worrell, because my chat's connected to my channel.
Yeah,
so I'll
yeah.
just send it to Worrell real quick, and he can send it into the chat for you guys.
Yeah, I'll do that. Can I put it in the chat, actually? Okay, I'll do it like that. And
Yeah, I
then,
just sent it to you in the private chat here in StreamYard. Should be able to
Okay.
just Control C and then send it as a message. Everybody on your YouTube should be able to see it. I can actually put it on mine if anybody's on mine. Actually, I'll just repost it.
Yeah,
here
I was
too.
going to say, put it in yours too as well.
Yeah, we are definitely interested in that. Especially if you know stuff about like inputting bots and things too. That's like something like I only have a basic understanding of. But that's one of the reasons why we want this too. We want to get we want to go to get guests in here too and have like a guest channel set up that way we can pull people in at any time.
Yeah.
Especially for people who don't want to put their face on camera and stuff, but just want to do like call-ins and such. It's one of our ideas moving forward. So definitely.
Yeah, Bobcat. He said he posted, if you need any help, and I'm in IT and be interested in possibly being a guest at some point if you guys do that at all. Yeah, of course. And the Discord is going to be a good way to reach us going forward. So I appreciate you asking that, because that is something we literally had like an hour and a half long conversation yesterday about what we kind of want the vision of this show to be. Historically, Bobcat, I think this might be your first time here. If I'm wrong, forgive me, but we've been doing this show. Well, this is the 12th one, and we've just been doing it on Saturdays, and we want to just expand it a little bit more and start eventually getting to maybe 5 days a week. And so one step at a time, but the Discord is where we're going to try to have the community kind of rally together and stuff like that. So, okay, cool. Yeah. I'm glad you found the show, man. That's awesome.
Oh, nice. I see somebody already in here actually. Dope.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Appreciate it. So moving on, let's see. Yeah, this is the funny one that I wanted to share. You got to love it when people take their personal talents and turn one thing into the next. And that's what this one is. Yeah, Bobcat, we're building a community, show and everything. And so it's fun to me. It's always been kind of my dream to be able to have this type of conversation and engage with the community and stuff like that. It's fun. It's really fun. It's nice seeing it kind of develop and stuff like that. So I appreciate everybody for joining, liking the channel and subscribing to the channels, liking the videos, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, I echo everything. And forgive it too, because while it's under construction, I'm still cleaning out a lot of these old tabs from my original Discord. So you might even see some conversations that are like a year old in there too. So
yeah,
give us some time, I'll clean it up.
We literally started working on the updated version after our conversation in last night. So cool. But yeah, check this one out. This one's cool.
I'm terrified.
I'm gonna go full screen.
Listen to me, Republicans. Listen. You are the people in history they warned us about. They warned us about people like you. Pay attention. We're losing our democracy. Wake up. Wake up.
So good.
Very unique idea.
Sorry
I
if
saw
that
that,
was a
but I
little
didn't turn the
loud for you
audio
guys.
on.
Yeah, sorry if that was loud for you guys, but it's metal, so gotta play it loud. I love that when I saw that, and like I said, I like it when people are able to incorporate their personal talents into stuff like that. So,
I have one of Biden that's like a 10-second one. I don't know if you saw this or not, but
I
because
lost.
I don't
my
know if
spot
anybody
here,
was
but
aware.
Give me a sec. Yeah, go ahead.
you're good.
All stagers. You said you have one.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let you take the lead on that one while I search for my
And
spot that I just lost.
Check and probably see the quoted tweet down here from the Examiner. But Biden didn't attend the Harris election night watch, and there was also, I believe it was Joe Biden wore a red dress, whatever location she was at, and supposedly that's like a traditional thing or a thing of tradition where they the incumbents are letting the new candidate know that like they don't have their support for him. So there was like all these kind of cool memes coming out that like Biden was like the last supporter. One I saw was like, wait, how did Trump win by 1 vote? And it's like Biden like smiling at the camera. But this one was pretty good. So go ahead and full screen this here.
Yeah.
And so there was a batch of these ones that were just saying like Biden was actually secret MAGA the whole entire time.
Right. Well, I
And it
heard his
just cracked
wife
me up.
wore a red dress.
Yeah.
Dr. Jill wore a red dress to go vote yesterday, and they say that, you know, it was fairly symbolic when as it relates to politics, what you're wearing and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, no. I
Oh, TNT, you got to run. That's cool, man. Thanks for stopping in. It's always good to see you. We're actually going to wrap up here shortly. Atlas has an appointment that he has to get to here in a half hour. When do you want to cut it off?
I actually have about another 15 minutes I could go. if you want
Okay,
to keep
so
going.
we'll go about another 15 minutes because I got a few more that I want to show, and then that'll probably about line up perfectly. Just
And I
quickly,
don't know. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was just going to say with that news too, with the Joe Biden stuff, I don't know if it was confirmed or not, but I believe Joe Biden actually wrote in a different candidate. She did not vote for Kamala Harris. I'm not sure if that was truthful or not, but I did see reports say that. So who knows? But I feel
That's
like it's
pretty
highly
funny.
likely.
Yeah, right. But I saw this. I thought this one was funny. Oh, I got to keep it small. But Trump faces versus the crying, the infamous crying face I put in my thumbnail. It's so
It's
good.
like a nice crypto coin version.
Right. Right.
Or NFT, whatever they're called.
Right. And then this one right here is funny. Joe Biden watching Kamala walk back into the White House today. So good.
Good old
Hey.
Tom Brady.
Yep. I don't know why that one made me crack up when I saw that earlier. Just so many. What was this one? Did I add this one from today?
Forgive me.
You know, I thought I had a couple more breakdowns. Maybe I reposted them because I'm to my. Oh no, here it is. What you want, Parker? Let's
Do you
see.
have the Matt Walsh compilation?
I thought I did. I must have reposted it instead of saving it to the bookmarks. Do you have it? Do you have it accessible?
Yeah, I do. I got it pulled up.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's great. I'm glad
Yeah.
you had that.
21 million views on this. And it's,
Really?
Matt Walsh saying, I need help urgently. Yeah, you see this right here at the bottom.
Yeah.
It says, please post the best examples of lib meltdowns in the thread below. I'm deeply concerned that I may be missing some of the best ones. And so essentially you get everyone kind of compiling in for the community to dump all these in here. And so, it was the very first one to see from Chief Trumpster, but this is Harry Sisson, it seems. So we'll go ahead and watch this one. Let's see, I'll make this bigger here.
So the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do not know who the winner is, but it is pointing in one direction. And it's not final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight, primarily. Trump has insulted women, berated them, has been found liable in court for assaulting a woman, and he took women's reproductive rights away. And instead of standing up to that, people voted for it. And we failed our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our wives.
Shut up.
America failed them. We failed them.
This guy.
I know he's a joke, right?
He's
Get
so
some
bad.
evidence here.
He's so bad.
But one thing I did want to say too is,
oh yeah, go ahead.
The insane part that comes with this is you have people like Cardi B, and we looked at that celeb list earlier, and half of those people have committed more crimes and not been convicted of anything than Donald Trump. So to sit there and think you're going to go on your high horse and be like, I'm not going to vote for a felon who's convicted over some BS business charges, but then go and cheer on these like celebrities, like with Cardi B, who's like openly admitted to like drugging men and sleeping with them. It's like, you don't have a moral line here whatsoever.
Exactly. Speaking of, I saw this, and this is hilarious. We played this last week, but this is an updated version.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate. She's compassionate. She shows empathy. And most of all, she is not delusional. Yeah. Yeah. Kamala recognizes this country's at risk. That the economy needs to get stronger. That the cost of food and the cost of living is too high. Damn, it's even high for me. I believe her when she says, under her, buying eggs and milk won't break the bank. Because she's going to pass a ban on price dodging on groceries. And she told me that in my face. So she better not lie to me in my face. Yeah.
Gotta play the beginning because the beginning is just so good.
I believe in every word that comes out of her mouth. She's passionate. She's compassionate. She shows empathy. And most of all, she is not delusional.
She is not delusional. I can't even do it.
And she needed someone to run a phone to her to say all of that. Like,
oh my
it's so
goodness.
sad.
I had one more. Dang it. I don't know where it is. I didn't retweet it and I didn't save it.
Did you see the wall one? But there's like they have like all these videos all playing at the same time.
I
It's like
didn't.
almost unbearable to listen to.
But I gotta say, this one was for Peanut, and I think the raccoon is Fred. We won this one for Peanut and Fred, right? Oh man, I really want to show that other one. It's under Matt Walsh. You have something you can play while I look up this thing?
Yeah, I do. I'll show the wall.
Okay, sweet. Give me 1
This is
second.
going to be very unbearable for everyone listening. So I'm going to make sure the volume's turned down a bit.
Oops, I'm typing.
It's multiple of these played together. And I've seen multiple versions of this too.
Oh my goodness.
I saw one where somebody was like, I think it's the oh man, it's from American Psycho. It's Christian Bale with his headphones on, and he's just like sitting there like bobbing his head while this is playing on the TV next to him. That one got me really good. I don't know who posted that one.
That's funny. Yeah, this is it.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. If you got another one, I found it, so that's good.
No, you got it. Play yours.
Okay. Where did it open to? Okay. Got massive tabs adding up over here. Oh yeah.
We may not have rights tomorrow.
I'm scared to go to sleep.
This girl.
I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
I mean, that is when you know a person has been brainwashed to like the extreme. How could that person? I hope that person really doesn't believe that, right? I mean, this kid.
Anyone else having a meltdown? I don't know how to do this.
Right now, I'm just not. I can't fucking deal with this shit right now.
I am 48 years old and I have never experienced anything like this and never thought I would. in
Never?
This country.
Never?
I'm so stressed.
Hey,
I don't know
Dave.
how to handle this. I don't know how to get through the next couple days.
It's too much. It's too much.
It's insane, dude. And to be fair too, to some of these points, you know, I think a lot of these people are, you know, mentally challenged in some way or another. But there's been ones that are like not melting down and like the oh no, it's over. I've seen plenty too that have like hundreds of thousands of likes that are like, you know, we got to start, you know, deleting people tomorrow, you know, in Minecraft. But like going like very far into being like, you know, saying things where I'm like, I'm just waiting until X takes this post down because like there's no way to let this stay up, especially with kind of how they play the rules on a lot of these other platforms. So I
Right.
think there is a portion to still be kind of concerned that like there may be some level of violence that'll come, but let's hope not.
True. Definitely, let's hope not. This one's funny. This woman right here, she's kind of talking quiet, and she basically says that she can't be, her dad can't be involved in her life anymore. This is 4 minutes. We'll play this, and then we'll play another one that's a minute long to wrap it up, and then that'll be about 5 minutes, and then you'll have to go. So then we'll just go and wrap it up at that point. But this one is this one's a nice 4 minute long compilation here.
I hate you, you fucking orange pumpkin. You just caused me one of the most important people in my life. My dad.
This is Trump dancing and playing golf.
I hate you. You will never be president again.
Yeah,
You don't get it.
he's in his second term. He'll never be president again. We know.
They voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay. I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be okay.
My gosh.
I can't believe Trump's actually gonna win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! 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 God damn it!
Wasn't that the guy who faked having cancer?
I can't believe Trump's
Was it?
actually gonna win
Yeah.
He tore his white dudes for hair shirt up like he was Hulk Hogan. So Bobcat, you asked, did you say in Minecraft? That's kind of what people do because YouTube has rules of calling for like violence or anything like that. So somebody will say like in a video game just to make sure to, you know what I'm saying? Just to kind of be cautious. Even if you're repeating something or whatever, you know, that somebody else said or reporting news, you got to kind of do that. So it's not really code for anything. It's just a way to kind of cover your own butt just to make sure.
Yeah, you got to praise the YouTube guys. Like, please don't.
Chris said he can't believe he doesn't have a bra on.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Unsightly.
I might wake up a motherfucking slave.
Delusional. The Trump in the background gets me the most.
Just dancing.
Y'all, like, why are y'all?
Yeah, they
Trump
did, Bobcat.
supporters? Like, why? Why are y'all Trump supporters? Like, why is this a thing right now?
You'll figure it out. Maybe one day you'll have kids.
I can't do this no more. I should have kept my vote to myself because I knew it didn't fucking matter. I knew it didn't.
Should have kept her vote to herself.
Crying 1 minute.
Sorry, I skipped over the music.
Pain of this situation, and then hysterically crying the next minute, watching so many people come together and women from. I go from hysterically crying 1 minute over the.
Look at this woman's eyes.
It's all right.
Watch.
It's all right. I feel that way too. It's all right. We feel that way together, okay? Let it out. Let it out.
Here it comes.
Dude.
Prepare yourself.
Oh my gosh. I didn't see that one until now, dude. She needs help.
Oh, she's got a demon inside of her.
That's who attacked Tucker Carlson.
Ooh. Some Tucker Carlson stuff, he said.
Yeah, to attack them in his sleep that night.
Yeah.
Red Mirage Blue Shift. 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 Red.
And if you're not familiar, the Red Mirage Blue Shift was something that can't remember who it was. I can't remember the lady's name. I almost saved it to play it, but she came out and said, "This is what we saw last time. Don't worry. Donald Trump had the lead last time, so don't be distracted by the Red Mirage. There'll be a blue shift, right?" And this person's just like, "I fell for it."
Mirage Blue Shift. Red Mirage Blue Shift.
Is all red. I am not going to emotionally recover from this year. What a shit show. Oh, what's my thinking over the edge actually is if I see one post where people are like, "Oh, make sure to hydrate and breathe and take care of yourself."
Breathe.
No.
Okay, don't. He's so good. He's so good. That cracks me up.
Dude, some of these like can't even be funny because it's just so like it's so disturbing.
Right. And I think this one's a little bit more on a serious note. So we'll end with this and then we'll go ahead and wrap it up. Dave said, "Imagine how the offices at ScrewTube look a bunch of screaming idiots." You know what's crazy is I saw across the board a lot of people today lost subscribers. I myself, I watched it tick down. It was like 4 or 5 subscribers just like consecutively. I was like, what's going on? I mentioned it to my my group, and they showed a post from David Pacman, who's a leftist, progressive leftist. He lost 10,000 subscribers today on YouTube. I don't know what it is, but something
The bot
happened.
campaign's over.
Yeah, the bot campaign. If it was people that were just in it for the election coverage, I really don't know how to explain it, but yeah, it was kind of a widespread thing. Oh, Andrea, that's right. I saw that you were in YouTube jail over on Chris's channel the other day. You had to use a second account.
Donald Trump has won. And honestly, I would usually say be humble, but fuck that shit. We've been called garbage. We've been called fascist. We've been called racist. We've literally been called subhuman pieces of shit. And it's fucking done. He won the popular vote. He won the Electoral College. We won the Senate. We won the House. And that big fucking red mirage everybody was talking about, turns out it was a fucking wave. With all the extra money I'm going to have under a Trump administration, I think I'm going to go buy a kayak so I can go up this fucking river of liberal tears. There are straight up women that are filing for divorce from their husbands this morning, that are leaving their boyfriends over this fucking election. That's derangement. I saw another video of a lady saying, "Oh, what do I do now? What do I do now? You guys have been scaring me about Project 2025 for the last year." No, nobody's been scaring you. You've been brainwashed.
Yes.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, is a good fucking day. It is a good fucking day, and I feel good. I know there's a lot of people that don't feel good, but honestly, fuck them. And now that we're going to have 4 beautiful years of prosperity, now what we need to focus on is JD Vance 2028.
All right. I like that one.
Yeah.
That was good. Quick little Jink Uger post. This aged like milk. If you think Trump is going to win easy tomorrow because everyone you know on X is on his side, you've got a rude awakening coming to you tomorrow. The real world ain't X. 1.6 million views to be wrong. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, most
His
people
wife
don't
was
realize like
instantly pregnant this morning.
That's funny.
It's an awesome day, Andrea said. Yeah, I like that guy too. Dave is really good.
I was gonna say most people don't realize platforms that are left with free speech are automatically they become right wing in a matter of a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that happens to like AI and stuff too. That like is what it automatically moves to. I think what was the Google bot their like initial project, they had it turned on, and within like 48 hours, it was like pretending it was Adolf Hitler.
Dang. I've
Yeah,
seen
like
some,
it all moves that direction.
seen some crazy AI stuff over the last couple of days on other channels. Demonic kind of AI twists and turns or something. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's a matter of time, dude.
I
found
like
out
it.
on the
Go ahead.
on the Timcast IRL, Jordan Peterson used AI to help him write his final book and like the series he's writing. Forgive me, because I can't remember the name of the series.
Sure.
But he said he kept getting into like portions where he couldn't figure out what the next step should be. So he like inputted the entire first 3 books of the series into the AI database, and then would ask it questions, and then would be like, "Can you give me the answer to move forward with this?" It's crazy.
Crazy. That is crazy. And then if anybody's Tom McDonald's fan out there, I thought this one was cool. Oh, that's a little loud.
We love our home, and if you don't, pack your bags, you're free to go. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe. We love our land. If you ain't friends, buddy will help you pack your bags. Don't let the big door hit you with a good Lord split you. Burn someone else's flag.
America is losing hope, divided by the way we vote.
Anyways, I thought that was pretty cool. If you're a Tom fan, this one had a little bit of a country vibe to it. And don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Wave goodbye to Joe and Kamala. I love it, so
yeah.
With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. This was just a midweek kind of little test. I'm glad to see so many people showed up. We actually broke a new record with we hit 72, 73 actually right now. So I kind of hate to cut it off, but Atlas has to do some other work for his real job while we're trying to build this one up, and eventually with your guys' support, liking our videos, sharing our content, subscribing to the channel, all this type of stuff, we can move full time into this realm. And so anyways, I appreciate everybody for showing up. You can find me on X at Worrell. You want to know where people can find you and stuff like that?
Yeah, you can find all the backup episodes. I backlog everything here. And here soon to be, we'll start putting some clips out from the jar openers on its own individual channel, start growing that too. You can find me at Atlas Thugged. Same thing on X at Atlas_Thugged_. And one thing I did want to mention, because I caught a couple of chats earlier, I think it was from Chris. One of the ideas we also have with the Discord too is topic submission. So anything that you guys think might be flying under the radar or is not being covered very much, definitely put it in there as well with as much information as you have. And it'd be something that, I'm going to try to go through and vet through that stuff and then bring it onto the show, whether we cover it on Wednesday or Saturday, and try to involve it, especially if it's something that I haven't seen on X or being covered in the news. But thanks everybody for being here. We appreciate it very much.
Yeah, and it's great to meet you, Bobcat. We'll definitely be in touch with maybe helping out with the Discord, and love to get to meet you some more and maybe bring you on the show. Future looks bright for the United States, at least for the next 4 years. And with that, we'll see you guys on Saturday. We will be back on Saturday.
Peace out, everybody.
Let's war rolling Atlas Thugged. We here to bring the truth. Jar open this podcast. We breaking through the fake news. They try to silence us, but we will be subdued. We're bearded alpha males here to save the youth. Spitting fire on the mic with the bass Christian takes. Exposing the lies, keeping the demons at bay. We ain't afraid to speak up. We won't be swayed. Jar open this podcast where the truth is laid. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thugged. We're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. We ain't playing games, we're on a mission to awaken the masses with our intuition. Pulling out the corruption with no inhibition. Jar open this podcast, sparking a revolution. We're not afraid to stand tall in a world full of deceit. We're the voice of reason, bringing light to the street. Keeping it real, never missing a beat. Jar open this podcast where the truth meets the heat. Jar openers, cracking open the lies. We're rolling Atlas Thugged, we're here to rise. Bearded alpha males saving the youth from the godless demons, spreading the truth. Joe open this podcast where the truth will never cease. Join us on the journey to bring back peace. We're rolling Atlas thugs, fearless in our release. Joe open this podcast where the lies will decrease.